Um, on the topic of academics, we talked about yourself and how you set your standards high. Um, Knowing that you had teammates and friends who were struggling, what approach you took with them? Did you give them any conversation about improving their grades? Did you help them? Did you tutor them? I mean, what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, if guys needed help, I mean, I was always there to help them out, to say, hey, if you need some help on homework, just come see me and I'll help you out if I could. I mean, but a lot of guys, they pretty much they took care of their own academics. I remember guys say, well, I want to sit next to Stroud because he gonna get all the answers right and everything like that. But I'm like, okay, that's cool, but a lot of guys, they fended for themselves. But I had great friends and they were like, well, Stroud, I need help on this, I need help on that. I helped them out as much as I can because being in the National Honor Society, that was one of the duties that we had, is to be tutors actually in school. We used to have to come in early, and if there were students that actually needed help, underclassmen or even seniors the year that I was in, if they needed to come in and need help academically, we were there. So that was one of the duties that we had. So I really appreciated that fact that I was able to help out a lot of people. So.
You went to the University of Miami.
The U.
As you and I talked previously in conversations, you explained that was your dream school to go to,
yes.
Besides Princeton. Give us the scenario and how you went to Miami. Like, what took place and you going to Miami?
Well, back in the day when when we used to watch college football, and back in the I would say the late '80s, middle '80s, late '80s, that's when Miami was the program. And I always admired the way that they played football. I loved them. I mean, these guys, they had the swag. They felt like nobody could beat them, and I wanted to be a part of that because I mean the last winning season I ever had was freshman year. And I was thinking, okay, well maybe if I go to school, I'll walk on, sit on the sideline and get some of the glory and things of that nature. I would soak that up. But Miami had always been my dream school. But before that, I remember me and my cousin Corey Battle. We always used to talk about us being the best running backs SMU ever had. Because you remember back in the day, they had Eric Dickerson and what's the guy's name? The white guy, the running back, Craig James. So we modeled ourselves after that. But after that SMU scandal went down, then I was like, okay, well Miami's my school, and like I said, I applied to a lot of schools, got into every single school except Princeton. And when I got my acceptance letter, I was like, wow, this is my dream school. Let's do this. So my parents, they worked hard, and back then, money was hard to come by. And I had to pay, for tuition a little bit. I had got a lot of academic scholarships, not any full rides, but enough to pay for my tuition. And once my parents, submitted the $500 deposit to the school for room and board, it was like, okay, well, you can't just waste $500 and go to another school. I mean, it probably would have been better off going to Purdue or Northwestern or something like that, trying to walk on. But I didn't. I went to my dream school. I don't regret going down there because those are the great years that I had in my life, and I never replaced that.
So did you try to walk on, and what happened?
Well, I trained actually, from the fall of '90 when I actually got down there. It was me and this guy named Tyrone Philpart, and we actually trained to try to get ready for the spring session. Try to walk on. So we worked out, and we played intramural football. And intramural football down in Miami is competitive because you got a lot of these guys that play high caliber football in high school, and they actually went to Miami, just to get a good education. But when we were out there in the field, it was like, man, these guys are bringing it, And we did that, and then I remember the morning before our session was supposed to happen, where we were supposed to go out and try out to be walk-ons. A couple of guys that we were training with, they came back hurt. Some guys with crutches and ice packs on their shoulders, and when we were in the lunchroom, they was telling us, man, they had us lining up. They said, they had this drill where you just run to a cone, and these guys at Miami, full speed, they just take you out, to see if you're tough enough to be on the team, because you have to pay your dues. You just can't walk on and say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be a practice squad player. They want to make sure that you're tough enough, because why even put you out there if you're not going to be able to give the guys, any type of challenge. So, unfortunately, I decided, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but, as far as my athletic career is concerned, that's where it died. I was like, well, I don't think it's worth, going out there to be a human tackling dummy just to put a jersey on and sit on the sideline. So,